Coming up in the show, all you need to know about the European teams still in the running as we get to the business end of qualification. Getting to know the breakout performers on the road to China. And we travel back to 2014 and 2002 in our World Cup memories. Teams have left it all on the floor across 5 qualifying windows. And with just 5 spots still up for grabs, it's crunch time in window 6.
Whoa, get out of here! This is my house!
It's been a challenging campaign for the usually dominant Serbia, who find themselves still in search of the win that would guarantee their place at the World Cup. As one of Europe's strongest teams, the weight of expectation isn't lost on head coach Alexander Djordjevic.
Being a silver medalist in the last World Cup and being a silver medalist in the European Championship, it's some kind of an obligation for us. But it was very tough because we had to change the team a lot. We had to use a lot of new players. It was a good experience. We had a great response from the players. They really wanted to do their best.
Alley-oop is up, and he connects. What a play! It's Serbian Airlines, and he bangs the chest.
We have another 2 games to finish, and if you put Estonia against Serbia, the favorite is Serbia, but only by the name. We don't take anything for granted. We have to go there very focused. If we can find a way to win that first game, that would be great, because we need just 1 out of 2 to move up. Every next game is the most important one, and the next one is really the most important one.
Elsewhere in Group L, Greece will have their hands full when they welcome a Georgia side still dreaming of making it to China.
Deep set for 3, drains it from the corner.
Greece squeaked through the last game with a 1-point win on their way to qualifying.
Finds Papanikolaou, who lays it up for the win! Lays it up, Greece celebrate!
And Georgia will need to bring their trademark grit with them to Heraklion if they're to stand any chance of advancing to the World Cup. Israel welcomed Germany to Tel Aviv with an outside shot at qualifying. They'll have their work cut out for them against a 9-1 Germany side stocked with players eager to impress coach Henrik Rodel. On game day 12, Estonia will look to play the role of spoilers when they travel to Georgia. If the Georgians are still in the running, they'll need a big win in this one for a chance at the final spot. The final game of a highly successful campaign for Germany and Greece will be about more than just group supremacy, as Germany will look to avenge their only defeat of the qualifiers. And it doesn't get any easier for Israel on game day 12 with an away day in Serbia. The first fixture between the sides provided one of the shocks of the tournament so far.
Blatt, what a pass, what a finish! He is magical!
That memorable win kept Israel in the hunt for the final qualifying spot, and the strength of their squad isn't lost on Serbia.
Israel has had a great game, some good experienced players, some young players that are coming up strongly, good cohesion. It shows that they are moving forward as a national team. So it's an opponent that we respect a lot.
Here's how things currently stand in Group L, with Serbia in the driver's seat to claim that final ticket to China. The inaugural FIBA World Cup qualifiers provided opportunities for players to showcase themselves on the international stage. In this show, we're highlighting some of those breakout stars, starting with Italy's Amedeo Della Valle.
Sicuramente è stato uno step importante per...
It's been a very important step in my career, because first of all, I've had the opportunity to challenge myself against other high-level players. And thanks to the absence of our NBA players, I've been given a lot of minutes. Playing in your national team jersey is always a special feeling.
Una grande emozione per qualsiasi giocatore, quindi è stato sicuramente speciale.
Della Valle catch and shoot, oh my lord!
The key to my success is definitely our playing system. I trust it, and it's allowed me the freedom to make decisions during the offense. And then playing with teammates that know what my strengths are. For example, the three-point shots. They're always looking for me, so I can find my rhythm.
Della Valle with a steal, pulls up for 3 in transition, it's good!
In my family, my father also played on the national team. but he never participated in a World Championship. So for me and my family, it would be an important goal to reach.
Sarebbe un risultato molto importante.
Well, Della Valle, no way. Oh, my Lord. Yes, sir. Did I say no way? Why should I ever doubt Amadeo Della Valle?
The tie of game day 11 in Group I will see Montenegro travel to Ukraine, with both sides still in the mix for the final qualifying spot at the World Cup. For Montenegro coach Zvezdan Mitrovic, the accumulation of smaller goals has been the formula for success.
When we start qualification, our first goal was to try to go in the next round. We have to have a group with Slovenia, Spain and Belarus. And our goal was like, let's try to beat Belarus at home more than in Belarus if you lose, for example. And in the next round, to try to test all our young guys that we have. You know, Montenegro is not the biggest country in Europe, and these were our previous goals. But during the second round, you see, we make some really good wins, especially against Latvia, and of course, Turkey home. And now we have open window to go to China. For Ukraine, you know, this is the team who play much better home than away. And of course, in Gorec Sporta in Kiev, it is always full, there's big support, and I expect a very tough game.
Latvia will need to be at their best when they welcome Spain to Riga.
Oh, Myers, a dunk coming down the middle.
As they chase the last qualifying spot in the group. Despite the Spaniards having already qualified, their team will be filled with players all looking to impress coach Scariolo, with World Cup roster spots still to be decided. With their spot at the World Cup already confirmed, Turkey play host to Slovenia in a game that could see both sides experimenting with lineups. Game day 12 opens with a highly competitive battle between European powerhouses Turkey and Spain.
San Miguel drives in. He gets blocked by Simi Erden.
Slovenia play host to Ukraine as they look to continue building for the future. Ukraine have protected the rim at an elite level throughout the tournament, ranking first in blocked shots.
Looks to drive in towards the baseline and he gets denied.
And will want to continue that trend on the road in Ljubljana. And rounding out Group I with potentially the matchup of the window, Montenegro hosts Latvia in what could see the winning team qualify for the World Cup.
It's still one big dream for all of us, you know, to go to play World Cup. Not only, I think, for the basketball, it's for all the country, you know, Montenegro is a small country. Now, of course, they have some pressure, especially that we are very close to make one historic result from my country. We have really big support, and I hope that the players will be focused, ready to make one more big step. For now, this is big dream, you know, and we wait for this dream come true for us.
Here's a look at the Group I standings with Latvia and Montenegro locked in a battle for that final World Cup spot. We continue our look at the stars of the qualifiers with Spain's leading scorer, Kino Colom.
It was a great opportunity for me because I never had the chance to play in national team. So these windows take it like an opportunity, and from the first game, I feel really comfortable with the group, with the coaches. They give me really important role. It's two special moments. The first time I played with the national team was really important for me. I was chasing this goal a lot of time. But I think the first game at home with all the crowd and with my family in the crowd, we enjoy a lot. We play against Slovenia, was the last champions of Europe. So it was, I think, my best game. I almost finished with 25 points, 9 assists. So family was so proud when I finished the game. I see everybody smiling. It was maybe the best moment in this window.
Colom into the paint, throws it up and lays it in. Then Spain will hold on. Kino Colom is the hero.
Well, it will mean everything. Being in this group will be really, really amazing. For me, I think it's the biggest goal one player can have. Is always to play to your country, but more if it's Spain, like it's really difficult to be there because after the United States, I think it's the best national team in the last 10 years. So we will be really, really impressed to play there.
The United States go into the final window having sewn up their place at the World Cup.
Look out! Takes off in the runway.
But will be keen to put on a show as they welcome a feisty Panama side to Greensboro, North Carolina. Uruguay travel to Mexico in a game that could see them secure the third qualifying spot. It will depend on how Puerto Rico perform in their tie against basketball powerhouse Argentina. On game day 12, Mexico will want to reward their rabid fan base by finishing on a high. They'll face a tough challenge when they take on Panama. The USA entertain Argentina in their last game of qualifying. Jeff Van Gundy will expect to gain revenge for their 17-point defeat the last time the teams met.
He's feeling it, knocks down the three-pointer.
And in the must-see game of Group E, Puerto Rico will go to battle against Uruguay. Looking at the current standings, both sides can clinch the third qualifying spot. And judging by how close the contest was last time out, this one has the potential to be a classic. Opening game day 11 in Group F are two teams at opposite ends of the table, as Canada played Chile, having already qualified.
Now the alley-oop, and Edgem puts a hurting on that rim.
Brazil travel to the Virgin Islands in a great position to book their trip to China.
That was cheap seats, get it out of there.
Needing just one win to secure the final guaranteed qualifying spot. The Dominican Republic will need to be at their best when they welcome Venezuela to Santo Domingo, as they look to join the group leaders at the World Cup. On game day 12, the Virgin Islands take on Chile at home. Canada will welcome Venezuela to St. John's with bragging rights on the line, having both already qualified. And the Dominican Republic will put everything on the line in a must-watch matchup when they take on Brazil.
The Dominican Republic fight all the way back in the last 5 minutes.
As both teams could still be fighting for a place at the World Cup. Brazil and Dominican Republic both stand a good chance of making it to China, as the best fourth-place team from across the two groups in the Americas will qualify. We're winding back the clock to 2002 now, when Germany faced Argentina in the World Cup semi-final. To come in part 2, our preview of the final window continues with some heavy hitters still needing to qualify. We sit down with one of France's stars of the qualifiers, Paul Lecomte, and travel around the globe for all the upcoming action in Africa and Asia. Finland entered the final window of qualifying needing to win both their remaining games to guarantee a spot at the World Cup. It's a tough challenge, but one they're sure to face head-on.
I'm really proud of how well we have been performing by this time, and I'm really happy that we still are in a position where we have a chance to qualify. We also started to believe that it's not about the size of the population or the size of the country, it's about the size of your heart and the desire, what kind of goals you will achieve. We have been able to compete, we have been able to stay in the run for the final round, and this has been very nice.
Pushes it all the way, left-handed dunk from Lauri Markkanen.
Tipping off the final window with a must-win game, Finland will be looking to their three-point shooters to lift them against France. Les Bleus have already qualified for the World Cup, but will expect to keep their momentum going as they ramp up preparations for China.
France is one of the great basketball countries, one of the greatest in the world, and they have done a lot of good things and got things right the last 30 years. And you can see they have a bunch of NBA players, more than we ever can dream, but probably in the whole Finnish history already now. And they have quality players, quality team, quality coach. It will be a nice challenge, as every time we play against these big teams.
Russia will open the final qualification window with a trip to Bulgaria. They'll want to put on a dominant display to knock out the home side and give themselves a huge advantage going into the final day. And in the last fixture of Game Day 11, the Czech Republic will welcome Bosnia and Herzegovina to Pardubice, looking to put on a show.
Czech Republic floating for the what a huge dunk! Tomasz Satoransky!
The final game day of qualifying in Group K will see Russia take on Finland with the potential for a classic. Russia will be firm favourites to claim the last World Cup spot in the group, playing at home and with a large point differential advantage. For Finland, the role of the underdog is familiar and one they will relish.
We know that the competition in Europe is extremely hard, and we know that we need to be all the time on our top level to be able to achieve such goals, but we still dream about it.
Oh, what a shot from the star.
The best thing is with our team that our players have courage. They never give up. They fight till the end.
France will finish qualifying by hosting the Czech Republic. And the Czechs will have the added incentive of getting payback for their loss from September.
Inside to Vesely with another jam!
And with the final fixture in Group K, Bosnia and Herzegovina will be aiming to finish on a high when they take on Bulgaria. Here's a look at the table for Group K, with Russia and Finland battling for that all-important final qualifying spot. Our stars of the qualifiers continues with France's linchpin, Paul Lecomte.
We started with many players who'd never played with France. I was lucky to arrive and play in a system I knew, thanks to Vincent Collet. I knew I had a role to play in that team, and it went very well immediately during the first game against Belgium. It gave me a lot of confidence, and it continued like that. During those games, we saw what I can do. Sometimes I score, sometimes I intercept. I was able to show who I am on the court. Thanks to the coach and our team, I was able to play my game in different ways and different setups.
And the interception, Lecomte. Here's the finish, Lecomte, 2 back-to-back buckets, and he wants to get the crowd going too.
I love what I do. I love this game. And when you play for your national team, all those feelings are multiplied. And notably against Russia, it was an incredible game and a great Russian team. It meant a lot to me because I could show what player I was. And we won in overtime by 1 point, almost a buzzer beater. It's an extraordinary feeling to play for your country. If tomorrow everything would stop, I would cherish those moments. And I thank FIBA for creating these windows, even if they've been controversial.
Group E opens on Game Day 11 with Jordan facing China. They need to win both games this window to stand any chance of qualifying for the World Cup. Korea's head coach, Kim Sang-sik, has promised to put the spotlight on his young players as they take on Syria away from home.
Seong-hong, and he goes in and scores with the shot off the glass.
Facing a tough test at home, Lebanon have a tall task battling a strong New Zealand side, aiming for top spot in the group. Game Day 12 opens with Syria taking on China. Jordan welcomed the Tall Blacks, aiming to pull off an upset victory. And finishing the qualifiers in Group E, Lebanon will be battling hard to return to the World Cup for the first time since 2010, when they face Korea. Looking at the standings, Lebanon and Jordan must win both their games to secure the final guaranteed qualifying spot. The best matchup on Game Day 11 in Group F will see second battle third as Iran welcome a Japan side that started qualifying losing their first 4 games before going on a 6-game winning streak. Kazakhstan go into Game Day 11 facing an uphill battle to qualify. They'll need to beat an Australia side that have lost just once throughout the campaign. Very much in the mix, the Philippines will bring their high-octane offense to Qatar, still in with a chance of qualifying. On Game Day 12, Japan will aim to complete a fairy tale comeback story when they face Qatar. Iran welcome Australia to Tehran in their final game of the qualifiers. And Kazakhstan host the Philippines, needing a miracle to qualify for the World Cup. With 4 teams still battling for the final 2 guaranteed qualifying spots, it's all to play for in Group F. Poland emerged as the surprise package in Group J, putting together a consistent campaign that sees them needing at least one more win to qualify. Coming into the qualifiers, head coach Mike Taylor knew a change of approach was needed to maximise the potential of his team.
After our disappointing Eurobasket 2017, we were finding ourselves. We were trying to get the team right. We've done a very good job of creating the best rosters possible for each window. I think that's the trick to the qualifiers. We've had players whose heart is in the national team. They really want to be there. They really want to achieve something. And for me, it's about that core. It's about that group. It's about us achieving something special together.
Numbers for Poland. Panicka on the run, takes off and slams it home.
The game against Croatia, I think, was the turning point for us. To get that home win gave us a chance, and then to follow it up with 2 wins last window on the road in Netherlands, and then to beat Italy, and I'm very proud of them. We know it's going to be tough. It's a great basketball country. Croatia got a lot of pride, and we're going to do our best in our preparation to get ready, but we've done it before, so hopefully we can put together a great performance on that day and get the job done.
Italy enter the final qualifying window firm favourites to secure one of the 2 qualifying positions still up for grabs in Group J, whilst Hungary have it all to do, needing to win both their games in the window. The Netherlands will look to use their game against Lithuania as a chance to begin preparations for the future. On game day 12, Hungary and Croatia will finish their campaigns in a contest that could have massive implications on the final table. Croatia will want to finish a frustrating tournament on a high, and will be hoping they can pull off a comeback to claim the last World Cup spot in Group J.
In the lane, puts up the finger off the glass, just kisses it.
With the home crowd behind them on game day 12, expect Lithuania to put on a show in Klaipėda. They'll want to race to an early lead against an Italian side who could still be looking for the win that confirms their trip to China. And the stakes couldn't be higher for Poland as they welcome the Netherlands in a game that could see them reach the World Cup.
The Polish national team right now is absolutely on fire.
We played one of our best games on the road in Den Bosch, and we'll respect the game. They've got some athleticism, they've got some very good young players. We hope the home court advantage and another good performance will follow up to finish the window. We've put our heart into Polish basketball for 6 years. I would love nothing more than to have people remember Adam Wyszynski, Łukasz Koszarek, Mateusz Punica, all the players, all the coaches, as being the guys who got to the World Cup for the 2nd time in Polish history, the first time in 52 years. It would be really meaningful for Polish basketball. We'd be really proud if we can get it done.
Looking at the table, there are 2 World Cup places up for grabs in Group J and 4 teams still in the running. Game day 10 sees host nation Senegal take on Rwanda, knowing just 1 win in this window guarantees them a place at the World Cup. Nigeria may have already booked their tickets to China, but you can be sure they'll put on a show against Côte d'Ivoire, who need to win all 3 games to stand any chance of going to the World Cup.
Two-handed jam for Fofana.
The Central African Republic face almost insurmountable odds of making it to China, needing to win their last 3 games by a combined margin of at least 119 points, starting with a tough game against Mali. The Malians then face host Senegal on game day 11. Central African Republic will throw everything they have at Nigeria, and Côte d'Ivoire battle Rwanda. The last day of qualifying sees Central African Republic take on Rwanda, Côte d'Ivoire finishing their campaign against Mali. And the tie of the window pits 2 of Africa's elite teams against one another, when Senegal try to send their fans home happy when they square up to Nigeria. Looking at the current table, Senegal are all but certain to take the final guaranteed qualifying spot, whilst Côte d'Ivoire and Central African Republic both have to win all 3 of their fixtures to go to China. Time to look back now at the 2014 final between the USA and Serbia. so much at stake as we enter the home straight, you're not going to want to miss a second of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers.